Hello, we're back on the episode of Flower is Summer. Sorry the episode's been a little late this week. I got sick, so I'm currently on a little bit of a back end, but we will be caught up by Sunday. We'll be back online, back where we should be. It's not that it's recorded slowly. It's editing. That's all it is. Editing and chores, catching up on those. That's why episodes are so slow. But let's continue on with this, shall we? Perhaps a private rehearsal was more help than I expected. I quickly improved at my reading of Rapunzel's part.
すごく上手だって聞いているわ。朗読劇楽しみにしているわよ。
I hear you come on leaps and bounds. I'm looking forward to the performance.
任せておけって。朗読劇では度肝を抜いてやるよ。
Have no fear. I'm gonna leave you speechless. I've improved enough that I'm now able to make light of the whole thing. I can't quite give up my day job, but I'm no longer so terrible that I'll drag down Komikawa Senpai and Takasaki.
本当に楽しみだわ。
I really can't wait. She pours a cold brew tea into my empty cup. Oh, that sounds good right now. I joined the presidents at the class tea party during the time I had before rehearsal starts. Although I'd done an about turn, she was serving hot tea in this sweltering summer weather.
前は変な女言葉になってたもんね。今はもう平気なんでしょ?
You were speaking really weirdly before. Have you gotten used to it now?
ええ、心配をかけてしまったわね、いちごさん。
Yes, I do apologize for worrying you, Ichigo-san.
どうしたの？私何かおかしなことを言ってしまった。
What does it matter? Did I perchance say something strange?
なんだろう。役だって分かっているのに背景が歪むような違和感があるね。
It's weird. Even though I know you're pretending, it's like everything's suddenly topsy-turvy.
ですが、しっかりとお姫様言葉になっていますし、しあさっての朗読劇楽しみですよ。
But you got that regal style of speech down now. I'm looking forward to seeing the performance in a few days. It seems that the recitation, which will be held in front of the gathering of students, is being referred to as a nighttime reading.
そういえば朗読劇のこと朗読やわって言ってたけど、どこで朗読するの？もしかして寮とか？
Speaking of that, they said it was going to be a nighttime reading, but where will it be held? In the dorms?
なんで寮なんだよ。
Why would it be in the dorms?
え？だって部活動が終わって原則6時には寮に戻ってなきゃでしょ？だからやわって言うくらいだから遅い時間だろうし。
Huh? I mean, it'll be after club activities are over, and we have to be back at the dorms by 6 p.m., and it's a nighttime session, so it'll be pretty late, won't it?
そういえばそうね。聞いてる？八重垣さん。
That's true, now that you mention it. Do you know Yagaki-san?
いや、ずっと聖堂で練習してるから、そこでやるんだと思ってたよ。
No, we've been rehearsing in the chapel, so I assumed it would be held there.
聖歌の合唱での際もどう反響するか考えて楽器や歌での調節をするらしいですしね。
It's like when the choir had their hymn recitals. They had to adjust their voices to take the acoustics into account. Right, I figured that was part of the reason why we were practicing in the chapel. The younger Sasaki finishes speaking and takes a bite of grape jello. It has chunks of fruit in it.
そっちのブドウゼリーも美味しそうだな。
That grape jello looks good.
八重垣ちゃんのリンゴゼリーも美味しそうです。交換っこしますか？
Your apple jello looks good too. Want to trade a bite? I nod and take a spoonful of hers. The cold grape jello is very soft, melting in my mouth. The round little Delaware grape I've scooped up with it is delicious too.
また共食いをしてしまいました。
Looks like I've fallen back into cannibalism.
コミカド先輩がいたら、また笑いのツボにはまりそうだな。
That'd tickle Komikawa Senpai's funny bone again if she were here.
コミカド先輩と言ったら、八重垣さんはゆっくりしてていいの？練習があるんじゃないの？
Komikawa-senpai, is it okay for you to be taking your time like this, Yugaki-san? Don't you have practice?
白羽はもう向かったのか
Is Shirahane already headed off?
だいぶ前に出て行ったわよ
She left quite a while ago.
真面目なあいつらしいな15分前行動ってやつかね
Keen as ever, she's always 15 minutes early. I pull out the pocket watch I keep lodged beneath my butt and check the time. It's almost time for rehearsal to start.
15分前行動ならそろそろ始まるんじゃないの
If she's 15 minutes early, then shouldn't it be starting about now? I give the concerned president a noise of affirmation, slurp down my remaining jello, and gulp down the chilled tea.
それじゃそろそろ出勤してくるよ
Well, I better get to work. With that, I hand my cup to the president and put my hands on the wheel rims of my chair. I sense an air of discontent in the room. It's really tense as though someone's wrongdoing is about to be called out, or some secret that someone didn't want made public is about to be revealed. The moment I see their faces, Narine Komikado, Chidori Takasaki, and Sou Shirahane, the air in the chapel grows even heavier, or rather, I feel my chest suddenly tighten. I can tell that something bad has happened.
どうした浮かない顔してるじゃないか
Hey, who died?
八重垣さん
Oh, Yagaki-san.
もしかして重い日か悪いがポーチを持ち歩いてないから貸せないぜ
Is it that time of the month? Sorry, I don't carry extra toiletries around with me, so I can't lend you anything. I try mimicking our glib so here senior, but it falls flat. Seems like it takes a certain amount of skill to elect a smile with lowbrow lines like that.
んでマジでどうしたんだ暗い顔をしてないで説明してほしいんだが
Seriously, what's going on? Can you guys stop with the dark looks and explain?
台本をなくしたそうよ
The scripts are gone.
は朗読譜をなくしたと言っているの
Our scripts for the recitation are gone.
ごめんなさい
I'm sorry. Gee. So pretty. Look at him just moving. Shirahane's voice trembles, her head is bowed. Komikawa-senpai strokes her back comfortingly. Still not understanding what's going on, I question my Amate partner again.
昨日手直しするから白羽さんへ台本を渡したでしょ
Yesterday we handed our scripts to Shirahane-san so she could revise them, remember? Takasaki runs through the course of events. Yesterday, after our usual evening rehearsal, Shirahane had said that she wanted to change some of the lines and the flow of the narrative a little. It was only a small revision, so everyone had agreed. And we'd all handed our annotated scripts over to Shirahane. After practicing from memory for a bit, we left Shirahane, who was staring intently down at the scripts, and returned to our dorms. Then...
本当にごめんなさい
I'm really sorry. Tears are welling up in Shirahane's eyes. Komikawa-senpai consoles her, continuing to gently stroking her back.
で昨日自分の台本に書き込みをして納得のいく脚本になって意気揚々と部屋に戻った後
So you made the changes to your script, and then once you got it just right, you returned to your room in high spirits.
自分以外の台本を聖堂へ置き忘れたことに気づいたってわけか
Before realizing that you left everyone else's scripts in the chapel. It's an error that Shirahane would never usually make, however...
一つのことに集中すると周りが見えなくなる嫌いがあるものな
She's liable to lose track of her surroundings even when she's liable to lose track of her surroundings when she's concentrating very intently on one single thing. I'm well aware of my bookworm buddy's immense powers of concentration, but they can also be a drawback.
それで聖堂内に置き忘れたならここにあるだろう探せばいや 当然探したのか。
So if you let them in the chapel, they should still be here, right? If we look for them, no, you guys must have already looked.
自室に戻り、思い出してすぐここへ取って返したらしいの。でもすでに亡くなっていたそうよ。
She came back as soon as she reached her room and realized she'd forgotten them, but it seems like they were already gone by then. Apparently, they've already checked multiple times to see if they've been handed in at the Lost and Found.
私、なんて謝ったらいいか。
How can I possibly make up for this?
いいのよ。台本は白羽さんのものを複製すれば問題ないわ。
It's fine. We just copy your script. It won't be a problem. But
ええ、そうね。白羽さんの言う通り、問題ないというわけにはいかないわ。
right, like Shirahane is saying, there certainly is a problem. Nosaki's eyebrows draw together as Komikawa senpai cocks her head at her, but she goes on.
各自台本は各々自分のセリフや字の文の注意すべき箇所、そしてどんな感情を抱き朗読するのかを朗読譜に書き込んでいますよね。
Our individual scripts all have personal notes on which patches we need to pay particular attention to, and what emotions we should be putting into each individual line.
ただ新しく直した筋は一緒だからと白羽さんの台本を複製すればいいという問題ではありません。
The gist of it may be the same, but it really isn't simply a case of copying Shirahane-san's script. She's right. And the more I receive my script, I've been covering it in notes to make it my own. Which is exactly why Shirahane is so upset about the fact that they've been lost.
なくした台本は手直しで渡すために置いておいた椅子の位置から移動させてなかったのか。
You didn't move the scripts from the pew we left them on? No. I turn away from the chancel and head towards the two wooden pews at the front on the right-hand side.
八重垣さん、
Yagaki-san. The scripts that had been stacked on them the other day are no longer there, of course. I stare intently at the place where we'd left them, then smile my cat-like smile.
何を笑っているのよ。
What are you smiling for?
こいつは紛失事故じゃない。
The scripts didn't just go missing.
あ？
Hmm?
誰か悪意を持ったやつが故意に盗んだって言ってるんだよ。
Someone stole them, on purpose, for their own nefarious reasons. My voice echoes to the quiet chapel. After a moment of silence, my words sink in and the mood turns tense.
そんな犯人なんてただ遺失物に気づいた方が拾ってくれただけでしょ。
It can't be. No one would. Surely someone just thought they were lost property and picked them up.
遺失物が届いてないか何度も確認したと白羽は言っていましたよ。
Shirahane said that you'd already checked the lost and found several times.
それは
Well... She starts to argue back, but then falls silent.
朗読劇が行われるのは学院内で承知の事実だ。たとえ誰かが拾っていたとしても今の今まで届けないのは考えづらい。
Everyone in school knows there's going to be a recitation. If someone had found them, it's hard to imagine they wouldn't have handed them in by now.
聖堂内で落とし物に気づいたのなら学舎に戻らなくとも寮に戻った際に届けるわね。
And if they were found in the chapel, then it'd be easy to hand them in at the dorms without even going back to the school building. Right, they weren't able to hand them in at the school staff room, and the most natural move would be to pass them on to the dorm mother. And since that hasn't happened...
でもなんでそんなことは。台本を隠すなんて何の得にもならないでしょうに。
But why would someone do that? They couldn't possibly gain anything from hiding our scripts. I wonder if Shirahane is thinking back on that incident where a huge fuss was made over the disappearance of some books, which there was seemingly literal to gain. She stares at me with a complicated expression.
本の紛失なら任せておけ。私なら隠すのも見つけ出すのもお手の物だ。
Leave the case of the lost scripts to me. Hiding books and fighting them, that's my forte. I bare my canes and a feline smile and declare that I'll take my pent-up stress from this recitation business out on the thief. And next episode we'll start with the investigation. Whoa.
それで
So I hope you have fun, and I'll see you on the next one where we'll continue this. See you then.